Hello, my name is John Gilroy. I'm a Senior VP at IPS for the Construction Management Group, and I'll be presenting on optimizing execution with modular construction, and I will be leading one of the tours at Interfex this coming April. First off, I'd like to define what modular project delivery is: the design, procurement, construction, commissioning, and qualification of facility elements in discrete units at a location distant from the ultimate facility, and the integration of those elements or modules into the final facility at the site. What does this all mean? Current markets served by modular approaches range from offices, education facilities, retail, and federal. Private industry is the smallest at around 4 to 6%, so the most opportunity is in the industrial side of construction, and in particularly in pharmaceuticals. So, types of modular project delivery, what does it apply? Well, we all have seen and heard about entire buildings and being made out of shipping containers, made out of structural frames, completely fit out at a remote location with all architecturally MEP and process equipment integrated into those facilities, and then commissioned and then decommissioned, brought to a new facility. The other parts which deserve some focus and application to renovations as well as new construction would be prefabricated process and utility equipment, and that could range from anything from CIP skids to reheat skids, pre-piped air handling units to whole penthouse air handling units. There's also the biopharmaceutical market. Let's see super skids or multiple skids that are prefabricated in a remote warehouse, remote facility, then decoupled and shipped, reassembled in the field. And then main pipe racks, which contain all of the HVAC piping and ductwork, plumbing, process, electrical, and controls, could also be with modular construction techniques. And lastly, there's a modular wall system. Modular, we believe, is an approach to lean, which lean construction, the pursuit of concurrent and continuous improvements in the entire supply chain from design through operations and maintenance to deliver value to the owner or our end customer. Lean construction is a process that reduces waste, which is applicable to modulars getting done in a shop as opposed to, for instance, building a reheat skid or reheat system in the field where piping's got to be brought, valves got to be brought to a remote location. A lot can be done right in the shop where things are close, which will reduce cost, reduces time, also cuts down on safety instances. They also create more flexible and thought out type of systems targeted as improvements to customer satisfaction. Lean approach does require a cultural change for design as well as the construction personnel. Owners' concerns for modular construction, and for some applications more than others, and those applications being the shipping container type, is that the trust and integrity in the construction process, because they might not have the resources to have people located where those modulars are being produced. Coordination and collaboration among team members. With modular, in some systems you have to give up some ability to change at a certain point, which is sometimes not available. And it's bringing contractors and subs and vendors on board during the design process and leveraging their knowledge, and I think that's critical to any design, any delivery of any project. Change control, monitoring that is critical for an owner's perspective and concerns. It does then improve relationships among the entire team, design, the CM group, the contractor, vendors, and the end user, so that's a positive. And again, safety. Reduces safety on the site, but it will push it down to the shops. Reasons to choose modular construction. A lot can be done outside while, say, a structure is being built. If you have a 4 to 6 month addition being done and then you want to fit it out, you can have a lot of things being fabricated modularly at a remote location, commissioned and brought into place in a timelier fashion and started up. Systems experience in locations that don't have that expertise. That's another reason to choose modular. If you were in a remote part of the country or the remote part of the world, you could get the quality people with the experience of doing those types of finishes and systems and bring that modular constructed pieces into the facilities that are at remote locations. Modular skids take up less footprint, so you're saving on overall building size. Workforce and market conditions is also another factor to choose modular construction. You can transfer the labor from the project area to another location, so you're not impeded by just the local labor. Additional advantages is enhanced quality control. Of course, things getting done within a shop are going to have better quality control than on a job site, just from the location of the workforce, as opposed to where things are getting delivered, picked up, fabricated. You'll have a simplified site logistics, less people on the site. Reduced project time will be a definite savings for the overall project from the duration, for general conditions as well as startup time. And minimize impact to current operations. A lot of systems that we see that we have skidded are brought in so that the extension of the owner's shutdown time is reduced and their risk is reduced. And of course, there's no weather impacts. Some disadvantages to modular construction. Modular delivery type methods is locking down floor plan or system requirements at an early stage if schedule gets to be a determining factor for fabrication. Could be some increased engineering costs due to the 3D modeling required. We believe that that's the savings downstream in construction, and timing with construction management personnel or general contractors on site will be reduced to offset that savings. There's additional interface coordination that needs to be done between the vendors, subcontractors, and the engineer. Materials of construction and compatibility and consistency needs to be considered when buying a modular system, because you don't want to be having multiple types of, say, pumps or different types of valves. So those are things you have to think about when you're looking into building modules in another part of the country or the world. Transportation to the site, normally not an issue based on the shipping container or just general, even a super skid, but it's a consideration that has to be thought about. And then future changes and future capacity expansion to skids should also be considered when you're looking at modular construction. It has a benefit on time over a traditional construction schedule. Traditional, of course, being design, bid, build, startup, and commission. I think modular adds an controlled accelerated construction schedule, because it allows modular, whether it's full skids, the shipping container type, or system skids, whether it's process or utility, to be fabricated while the shell is being constructed, and then all you're doing is your point-to-point, either wiring or piping, ductwork, things of that nature, and it'll save on overall field installation time as well as startup and commissioning time to turnover. Modular construction should be considered and analyzed during the design phase. That's the best time to start looking at what could be targeted as a system or a configuration, and what are the constraints around that from your layout as well as system capacity. Defining the future system capacity and expansion capabilities up front, performing some 3D modeling to convey the intent of what you want the modular construction to consist of. Talk about shop and field interface coordination, so it's clearly defined. Normally we see matrices developed to portray what's required and what's expected. Controls approach is also something that should be considered during the design phase, because what level of the facility or the module will have the controls implemented as opposed to what will be implemented in the field. And of course, planning and rigging is part of the construction coordination, but the skid's size could dictate what needs to be held off from rigging something into place. So that should be considered during design and pre-construction phase. Some other planning that needs to be done is looking at owner's operation, looking at what they currently have in place and what they're looking to complete it modularly. from the standpoint of, again, materials of construction and future capacity and current. Modular project delivery, overall, summarizing, will be reduced overall duration. You can get done parallel activities, and you have favorable impact on critical or time from decision to delivery. Again, a lot of facilities that we see, people say that I want to either build or renovate a certain area, but the layouts and systems are always changing, so it gives you the most time while you're building the shell to have impact to the internal fit out by using modular construction, modular wall systems, things of that nature. Quality, again, improved quality of the final facility is going to be impacted by the systems and the actual skid and modules. Reduced impact to the site and reduced laydown and waste areas. A significant amount of waste is being generated on job sites and within a shop where modules can be constructed. You have less waste. The one point that's not addressed within anyone is any site is going to, the workforce, the aging workforce in general is increasing over time, and that specialty, especially piping systems, specialty mechanical systems, controls. So those resources are not available a lot where the sites are, because they're busy with just regular maintenance work, and therefore that's got to be considered going down the road 5 or 10 years as the workforce ages, that modular construction will become even more popular and more utilized. Again, safety was another improvement, job site safety, and you'll reduce labor hours at site. And cost, reduce general conditions, you shorten the duration, less time you have to have staff on site to oversee work, and you'll get a higher labor productivity in the shop versus the field. So those are some of the overarching savings that could be accomplished by using modular project delivery. Hope this was helpful. Any questions, please feel free to reach out to IPS at jgilroy@ipsdb.com. Thank you.